Alright, my Zillions, welcome to my review of the Neca Godzilla King of the Monsters Mothra. This is the second of their KOTM line, first being Godzilla, of course, which we recently looked at. And this release is kind of cool. They're also doing Rodan and an Atomic Blast Godzilla. You stay there. And hopefully a King Ghidorah is yet to be announced. As of this writing, we have not heard anything except for them saying that they're not going to be doing one. I don't believe it. I think we will get one. Maybe it'll be an SDCC exclusive. Maybe it won't. Maybe there's just a window for the SH Monster Arts to come out. I don't know yet, but I'm banking on them doing one. Not banking on it like I'm not going to get the SH Monster Arts one, because I am. But I would think, since they're doing everything else, they will do King Ghidorah. The price thing doesn't make any sense. They've done things that are bigger. So there you go. That's my thought on that. But my thought on this is pretty good overall. Some gripes, but the thing I have to mention here, and I won't put it in any other part of the review, maybe at the end, is that this was supposed to come with a little Mothra larva, and I've seen it personally from Toy Fair on, and it's been in all their promo shots. It's been on retail sites for a long time. Unfortunately, they said just last week that they couldn't do it because it wasn't approved. They didn't find that out last week. There's no way about that because it would have. The amount of time it takes for this to ship from China, to be packed up, whatever, for the plastic that holds it in, the clamshell, it takes a long time for all that. They've known for a long time, is what I'm saying. They should have let us know. I think that's poor business decision on their part, because it's just gonna make people who don't trust them not trust them even more. So I think that was a bad idea. For me, it wouldn't have affected this release, but it does affect it in some folks' eyes, and some folks won't care, but there is something to be said about that. It is not in the set, so we won't talk about it anymore. Let's talk about the figure. Or let's talk about the stand. How about that? Here we have a nice looking stand here. This is really cool. Nice silver paint on this bottom piece. I'm not exactly sure where this is. Whoa. Yeah, I don't know. I'm luckily I don't know too much about the movie itself, like locales and stuff, except for like Boston. So I don't know where this is supposed to be, what this is supposed to be. Is this supposed to be some contraption that's making the egg? No, it couldn't be like a cocooning the egg. Cocooning the egg. That's not what I meant. Heating up the egg. I don't know if that would be something unless they transport the egg here. I'm not 100% sure. I can't tell you. If you know, I'd say don't spoil it for folks, because some folks might not want to know. I don't want to know, really. The movie comes out next week, so, give it a rest. The egg part here, I'm assuming it's the egg part. Looks pretty cool. I like the paint on it. I like the greens. I like even this part is like kind of metallic. It's nice. The blues on the bottom is very reminiscent of the old school Mothra egg. The green is like very new school. I like that. It really reminds me of a xenomorph egg, which of course NECA is, very, nothing going on the bottom. Very well known for. It's nice. It's nice. I like the green. It's cool, and the sculpt is really nice on it. It's a good, solid stand. This piece here, this nice acrylic piece goes in there pretty solidly. So it stands very, very well. I think that's very well done there. To get Mothra in there, it looks like that. You want to put it in between his body there, the little skinniest part of his body. Jam it. You're literally had to jam it down into it. I am afraid it's gonna chip a little paint on there. It hasn't yet. but that was only, after doing one side. You want to get this side on the front, I would assume, to hold them up just a little bit. So very nicely done there by Neca. I think this is a really cool looking piece. So yeah, and the stand works well. So perfect there. Okie dokie. So I feel like I'm holding an actual moth in my hand right now. So, that's the decision they made with Mothra for this movie. They really made it moth-like, attacking moth-like, an attacking moth. I'm fine with it, but it does lack that, and there's a little bit of fiber there. It does lack that Mothra charm. That's not Neca's fault here. This is a general statement on the movie. I do like it, but it lacks that Mothra charm, that big-headed Mothra charm. But the body here is very nicely done. It's very small. It's tiny. I mean, look, this is my finger. This is my thumb. I'm not an overly big guy, so yeah, it's nice, but it's super small. It looks good, though, I gotta say. Sculpt work on the body is very nicely done. Really, really well done. Look at all the work in this tiny, tiny limbs. Like the little feet here, the ends of the feet. I have a little bit of a chip there, but that's nothing. A little bit of chip there. Easily fixed. That is, to me, is not even a problem. That could have happened just coming out of the box for all I know. You could call it a problem, but it's not. It really isn't. It's not that bad. Especially when it's black on something, boom. You can even do it with a Sharpie and you're all good. But it looks good. The body looks great and the legs look great. Look at the little toes there. Really nice. The little tail looks good. Lots of detail work in that. Look at that. Look at it close. Doesn't it look like I'm just holding a bug? It does. Except for the hinges here. It looks like I'm holding a bug, and it's very well done. Beautiful. I'm just looking at this part right now. Beautiful sculpt work. The head looks very, very nice. I do wish the antlers here. Antlers? And I want it to be antlers. Wasn't stuck to the head. It would have been cool if it was like, separate piece so you can move the head just a little bit. It's not, though. It's like glued to the head. But the sculpt work on it is really good. And then the eyes are done pretty well in a nice metallic blue. Really dig those. Now, let's move out to the wings, which do have these hinges. So you're going to see hinges on this. No two ways about it. They didn't paint them. There's nothing there. It's just hinge. And they do have little metal screw, which I was actually happy to see. Better a metal screw than a plastic screw. She's got two sets of wings. The little wings look pretty decent. Overall, the sculpt work on the wings are very nice. Really great texture. So it looks good. I like the orange in there, and I like the kind of eggshell looking color. Looks really good. Very hairy looking too. Looking at the little wings here. Very nicely done on that side. Pretty good on this side. I like it's translucent. They're translucent and they're painted over. You see my finger through there? So, and then this is like a darker orange over here. So that's pretty good. And I like the ends of them here. They look really nice as well. Really, really nice. So that is awesome. Now, the bigger wings are also translucent. Pretty good. I like, this is like signature Mothra here, and I like how it's designed. Really nice, sculpted really well. Texture is awesome, feels really good. The little hairy parts on the tops are good. All looks good on this side. Really nice work. Really, I really like it a lot. This side, however, has a little bit of mess ups. A little bit less here. It's more. We're gonna look at the other side, but you see the white came over there a little bit. Not the worst. Again, maybe a little gray paint there will work. But it is there for sure. It's not the worst, but it is there. And at the bottom here, I don't think it's supposed to go to the edge there. But over here is really, really nice. All of it looks great. On the other side, looks pretty good as well, you know, like a little bit over. I think, yeah, over here was the one that was really not good. So over here went way over, you know, not the worst thing, but it's definitely there. Definitely not supposed to be like that. Definitely painted a little bit high there. But overall, I think the wings look fantastic. Really nice when everything is up. It looks good. Now on mine, and this will be like a precursor to articulation, this wing falls. It's not tight enough there. So it could go straight up, but then you put it like that and it'll fall down. This wing is a little better, but you know, it probably will loosen up because it is heavy, you know, comparative to the hinge, you know, so, but that one stays up, this one does not. However, the little wing can help support it a bit. I mean, it's only going to be up like that, but at the very least you could do that, otherwise it's going down straight to the middle. That's unfortunate, you know, because otherwise I feel like that's all pretty good. Even the little bit of paint mess ups on both sides are kind of like forgivable. But man, that wing thing bothers me. All right, so the articulation then, like you saw, hinged wings. Both sets of wings are hinged. That works pretty well. Then the little arms here are you got swivels on them, and you got swivels back here. You're not really doing anything other than swiveling with them. Now these little ones in the middle, I don't think there's any articulation in them at all. And I would watch out, they are very soft plastic. You know, I'll include this here, but I do feel like this is, you know, kind of because there's not much to talk about. That's the articulation, guys. You know, like I do feel like, you know, starting with this wing here, I feel like it's a little fragile. Be really careful with these wings. Be really careful with these little arms. If you feel any sort of tightness, I wouldn't even blow dry it, because blow drying it is like something this small is just going to make it melt. Put it under some hot water and try to loosen it up. I don't have any tightness problems on mine, but I'd be careful because these limbs are tiny, so you really want to be careful there. It's a little scary, but everything works. Everything works where it's supposed to work. So. But it's you know, it's not that much articulation, but you know, it's good enough for what it is here for sure. All right, let's start size comparisons with the Jack's counterpart. I like the Jack's counterpart. The wingspan on the Neca is much bigger and much more detailed, obviously, but I do like these wings a lot. And you know, obviously there's no movement on this one at all, and of course you got a ton of detail and movement on this. But size-wise, they're almost the same. I would say the Jacks might be a little chunkier, but otherwise it's kind of the same in the body. So I don't have a stand for this one right now, but there you go. Here is the Jack's Rodan, which is probably my favorite King of the Monsters release of anything thus far. Still is, even over this Mothra. I really like it a lot. So that's how they size together. Pretty good, I think. Here's the Jack's King Ghidorah, the 6-inch King Ghidorah. I think this King Ghidorah is a little small for this. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it looks okay. Here is the Bandai Movie Monster Series King Ghidorah. That's a lot better to me. I don't have the Bandai Mothra anymore. I sold that one, so I won't be able to show you that. But that one, forget about it. It doesn't even look like Mothra. Here is the Movie Monster Series Godzilla from this movie. Looks pretty decent. And the Neca Godzilla, so from this movie, their other release. He's looking down on him. Yeah. That looks better. They look good together, you know, not for nothing. They look, I mean, they look totally fine together. You can see what they're going with, the heavy washes on them. So pretty awesome. Let's do a couple of other quick comparisons. Here it is with the Godzilla 62, Chogokun Mecha Godzilla, the SH Monster Arts Godzilla 62, and finally the SH Monster Arts Godzilla 2014. Alright, and final thoughts. We got a few things to talk about here. First off, the things that are wrong with it, got a few paint mess ups, and, one wing won't really stay up well, so that's a problem. But otherwise, I do like this release. I think it came out pretty awesome, and I gotta say, I do like it better than their Godzilla. Overall, I really like the stand, the acrylic pole here, and Mothra itself is actually very nicely done. Again, a few little mess ups. The wing thing, man, could be better. Almost there. I could deal with the little paint mess ups. The wing thing is a little more bothersome, but I think it's a really good release. Now, here's the thing to really talk about. This here costs you 20-something bucks, right? Plus tax, shipping, whatever. Without that larva that was supposed to come here, is it worth that price? I don't know, guys. It's hard for me to say. It's really small. Details are great. It's really fantastically detailed. But is it worth $20-something? I don't know. That's a tough call. I needed that little Mothra that little larva Mothra to really make me go, cool, it's worth it. It's fine. And here's the other thing to consider. The SH Monster Arts is going to cost a lot more than this. And I saw that in person at Toy Fair, and if you think this is small, I think that one's smaller. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's smaller. So you're going to have to decide whether or not this is worth the money for you. In comparison to the SH Monster Arts, because you gotta compare the two. You're doing articulated, detailed Godzilla figures. The comparison will always be there, and I will be doing a comparison video down the line. Yeah, that's something you gotta consider, because, it's gonna cost you a lot more for the SH. I think that's perfectly fine. I do. That's my final thought. This is perfectly fine. It looks really good, and I do like it, so that's gonna rule over everything. I am going to get the SH Monster Arts anyway, so don't worry about that. But for you, if you're trying to decide, this is a perfectly fine release, and you might not have the same QC issues that I do, and they aren't that bad overall. So there you go, guys. The one thing you'll have to weigh is it worth it without the larva? That's my review. Hope you dug it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Check me out on Facebook and Instagram. If you enjoy my work, consider donating on Coffee. Buy me a coffee on Coffee. That's what I always like to say. All those links are down below. So thanks again. Till next time. Peace out, peeps.